Find a comfortable position and allow your breathing to slow. In this video, we'll gently explore the quiet world of trees, their steady growth, their deep roots, and the calm rhythms that guide their lives. There's nothing you need to do and nowhere you need to go. Simply listen and let the slow, factual story of forests carry your thoughts away. As your body relaxes, allow your mind to rest among tall trunks, soft leaves, and patient time. And now, we begin. Trees are among the largest living structures found on land. They rise slowly from the ground, shaped by gravity, light, water, and time, forming living columns that can stand for decades, centuries, or even thousands of years. Despite their stillness, trees are active organisms, constantly moving water, minerals, and sugars through their tissues in quiet, steady cycles. A tree is defined botanically as a perennial plant with a single main stem, known as a trunk, that supports branches and leaves above the ground. Unlike smaller plants, trees build woody tissue that strengthens year after year, allowing them to grow taller and wider as time passes. This wood is formed through a precise and ongoing process inside the trunk, where new layers are added just beneath the bark. At the outer surface of a tree is the bark. Bark acts as protection, shielding the inner tissues from temperature extremes, physical damage, insects, and disease. It is not a single uniform layer, but a collection of tissues that serve different roles. The outermost bark is often rough and cracked, while inner layers are living and flexible, allowing the trunk to expand as the tree grows. Beneath the bark lies a thin, vital layer known as the cambium. This narrow band of living cells is responsible for the tree's increase in girth. Each growing season, the cambium produces new wood on its inner side and new inner bark on its outer side. Over time, this process creates the growth rings that can be seen when a tree is cut across its trunk. These growth rings are a quiet record of a tree's life. Each ring represents a period of growth, usually 1 year. Wider rings often indicate favorable conditions, such as sufficient rainfall and mild temperatures. Narrow rings may reflect years of drought, cold, or other environmental stress. By studying these rings, scientists can learn about past climates and environmental conditions stretching back centuries. Inside the trunk, the wood itself is divided into two main regions: heartwood and sapwood. Sapwood is the younger, outer wood that actively transports water and dissolved minerals upward from the roots to the leaves. Heartwood is older, darker wood found at the center of the trunk. Although it no longer transports water, heartwood provides structural strength and resistance to decay. Water movement inside a tree is a slow but powerful process. Water enters the tree through its roots, drawn upward through narrow tubes by a combination of capillary action, root pressure, and evaporation from the leaves. This upward movement can lift water more than 100 meters in the tallest trees, without the aid of pumps or mechanical systems. Roots are as essential to a tree as its trunk and branches, even though they remain hidden underground. A tree's root system anchors it firmly in the soil, preventing it from toppling in wind or storms. Roots also absorb water and minerals, including nitrogen, potassium, calcium, and magnesium, all of which are vital for growth and cellular function. Most trees have root systems that spread far wider than the canopy above ground. While roots rarely extend as deeply as trees are tall, they often radiate outward, forming a broad network that explores the soil for resources. In forests, roots from different trees frequently intermingle, sharing space and sometimes forming physical connections. Fine root hairs, almost invisible to the naked eye, dramatically increase the surface area available for absorption. These delicate structures allow trees to draw in water, even from dry or compacted soils. Many trees also form partnerships with soil-dwelling fungi, creating structures that enhance nutrient uptake and soil stability. Above ground, branches extend outward from the trunk, arranging leaves in patterns that maximize exposure to light. Leaf arrangement is not random. Each leaf is positioned to reduce shading of its neighbors, allowing the tree to capture as much sunlight as possible across its canopy. Leaves are the primary sites where trees produce their food. Within each leaf are specialized cells containing chlorophyll, a pigment that gives leaves their green color. Chlorophyll absorbs light energy, which drives a series of chemical reactions that produce sugars from carbon dioxide and water. These sugars serve as energy and building material for the tree. They are transported through the inner bark to growing tissues, roots, and storage areas. Some sugars are used immediately, while others are stored for future use, especially during periods when growth slows or stops. Trees breathe in a quiet, continuous way. Tiny openings on leaf surfaces, called stomata, allow gases to move in and out. Carbon dioxide enters through these openings, while oxygen and water vapor exit. The opening and closing of stomata are carefully regulated, helping trees balance gas exchange with water conservation. Water loss through leaves, known as transpiration, plays a crucial role in cooling the tree and maintaining the upward flow of water from the roots. On warm days, a mature tree can release hundreds of liters of water into the atmosphere. This release contributes to local cooling and helps regulate temperature in forests and surrounding areas. Trees do not grow continuously throughout the year. In many regions, growth follows seasonal rhythms. During favorable conditions, trees actively produce new wood, leaves, and roots. When conditions become less favorable, such as during cold or dry periods, growth slows or temporarily stops. Dormancy is a protective state. During this time, trees conserve energy and reduce metabolic activity. Leaves may be shed, buds may close tightly, and internal processes continue at a reduced pace. This cycle allows trees to survive challenging seasons and resume growth when conditions improve. Some trees retain their leaves year-round. These leaves are often thicker, coated with waxy layers, and shaped to reduce water loss. Other trees shed their leaves annually, allowing them to avoid damage from cold, drought, or snow accumulation. Both strategies are effective responses to environmental conditions. Tree height varies widely across species and environments. Some trees remain low and spreading, while others grow into towering giants. The tallest trees on Earth reach heights well over 90 meters, rising above surrounding forests like living spires. Their height allows them to access light above competing vegetation, but also places great demands on their structural strength and water transport systems. Wood density plays a major role in a tree's strength. Dense woods provide resistance to bending and breakage, while lighter woods allow faster growth. Each tree species balances these properties differently, shaped by climate, soil, and mechanical stress such as wind. Trees are long-lived organisms. Many survive far longer than most animals. Some species regularly live several hundred years, while others persist for more than a millennium. Their longevity allows them to witness slow changes in landscapes, climates, and ecosystems. Age does not always correspond to size. Some ancient trees remain relatively small due to harsh growing conditions, while younger trees in favorable environments may grow rapidly and reach large sizes. Growth rate is influenced by water availability, soil fertility, temperature, and competition. Forests are not simply collections of individual trees. They are complex systems shaped by interactions among plants, soil, water, air, and living organisms. Each tree contributes to the structure of the forest, creating layers of canopy, understory, and forest floor. The canopy formed by mature trees filters sunlight, softening its intensity before it reaches the ground. This creates shaded conditions below, where different plants thrive. Ferns, mosses, shrubs, and young trees form the understory, adapted to lower light levels and stable moisture. The forest floor is a rich, active environment. Fallen leaves, branches, and wood accumulate over time, slowly breaking down. This layer of organic material protects the soil, retains moisture, and provides nutrients as it decomposes. Decomposition is a gradual and essential process. Microorganisms, insects, and fungi break down dead plant material, returning minerals to the soil. These nutrients are then available for uptake by roots, completing a continuous cycle of reuse. Trees influence soil structure through their roots and fallen material. Roots create channels that allow water and air to penetrate deeper layers of soil. Organic matter from leaves improves soil texture, increasing its ability to hold water and nutrients. Water movement through forests is shaped by trees at every level. Rainfall intercepted by leaves drips slowly to the ground, reducing erosion. Roots stabilize soil, preventing landslides and runoff. Trees also influence groundwater recharge by regulating how water enters the soil. In many regions, forests help moderate local climates. Tree canopies reduce temperature extremes by providing shade during hot periods and limiting heat loss at night. Moisture released through transpiration increases humidity and contributes to cloud formation. Trees also play a role in shaping wind patterns. Dense stands slow wind speeds, reducing damage to soil and vegetation. Windbreaks formed by trees protect crops, buildings, and wildlife from harsh conditions. Each tree exists within a network of relationships. Birds nest in branches. Insects feed on leaves, bark, or wood. Mammals shelter among roots or feed on seeds and fruits. These interactions are not incidental. They are integral to the structure and function of forest ecosystems. Seeds are the starting point of a tree's life. They contain stored energy and genetic instructions that guide early development. When conditions are suitable, adequate moisture, appropriate temperature, and access to light, a seed begins to grow. Germination marks the emergence of a new tree. A root pushes downward into the soil, anchoring the seedling and absorbing water. A shoot grows upward, seeking light. This early stage is vulnerable, and only a small fraction of seeds survive to become mature trees. As seedlings grow, they gradually develop stronger stems, deeper roots, and larger leaves. Competition for light, water, and nutrients shapes their form. Some grow tall quickly, while others spread slowly, adapting to the space available. Over time, successful trees become part of the forest canopy, contributing to the overall structure and stability of the ecosystem. Their presence influences everything beneath them, from soil moisture to plant diversity. Trees are not passive elements of landscapes. They respond continuously to their surroundings. Branches thicken where stress is greatest. Roots grow toward water and nutrients. Leaves adjust their orientation to changing light conditions. This constant adjustment allows trees to persist through changing seasons and shifting environments. Their slow pace conceals an ongoing responsiveness, a steady dialogue with the world around them. As you listen, imagine a forest standing quietly through time. Water rising through trunks, leaves breathing softly in the air, roots spreading unseen beneath the soil. Each process unfolding slowly, reliably, without urgency. This calm persistence is what allows trees to shape landscapes and support life over long spans of time. They do not rush. They endure. And as the forest continues its steady rhythm, we move gently onward, deeper into the world of trees, exploring their forms, their varieties, and their remarkable presence across the earth. Across the world, trees appear in an extraordinary range of forms. Some grow tall and straight, lifting narrow crowns high above the ground. Others spread wide and low, their branches reaching outward rather than upward. These shapes are not accidental. They reflect the conditions in which each tree grows, including wind, light, soil, moisture, and available space. In open landscapes, where light reaches the ground from all directions, trees often develop broad, rounded crowns. Branches extend outward freely, forming wide canopies that capture sunlight across large areas. In dense forests, however, trees compete closely with their neighbors. Here, trunks grow tall and slender, with branches concentrated higher up, where light is more abundant. Tree form is also influenced by wind exposure. In coastal areas, mountains or open plains, strong winds shape trees over time. Branches may grow thicker on one side, crowns may lean slightly, and growth may remain lower to the ground to reduce strain. These wind-shaped trees often appear sculpted, as though molded slowly by invisible hands. Temperature plays a quiet but persistent role in tree structure. In colder regions, trees tend to be shorter and sturdier, with shapes that shed snow easily. Flexible branches bend rather than break under weight, and narrower crowns reduce accumulation. In warmer regions, trees may grow taller and broader, with expansive leaf surfaces adapted to abundant sunlight. Trees are commonly grouped into two broad categories based on their leaves: those with broad flat leaves and those with narrow needle-like leaves. Broad-leaved trees often produce leaves that are thin and wide, designed to capture light efficiently during favorable seasons. Needle-leaved trees have slender leaves with thick coatings, reducing water loss and allowing them to remain on the tree year-round. Leaf shape affects how trees interact with their environment. Wide leaves capture more sunlight, but lose water more quickly. Narrow leaves conserve moisture and withstand cold or dry air more effectively. Both strategies are successful responses to different environmental conditions. Forests themselves vary greatly across regions. Some forests are dense and humid, with multiple layers of vegetation and constant moisture. Others are open and dry, where trees grow spaced apart and understory plants are sparse. Each forest type reflects a balance between rainfall, temperature, soil composition, and seasonal patterns. In humid regions, forests often develop thick canopies that block much of the sunlight from reaching the ground. The air beneath these canopies remains cool and moist. Fallen leaves decompose quickly, returning nutrients rapidly to the soil. The ground is often covered in mosses, ferns, and rich organic material. In drier regions, forests are more open. Trees may be widely spaced, allowing sunlight to reach the forest floor. Leaf litter decomposes more slowly, and soils may be thinner or sandier. Trees in these environments often have deep roots or specialized leaves to cope with limited water availability. Some forests are shaped by regular seasonal changes. Periods of growth alternate with periods of rest. During favorable seasons, trees produce leaves, flowers, and seeds. During less favorable times, activity slows, conserving energy and resources. Mountain forests display gradual changes as elevation increases. Lower elevations may support tall, dense trees. As altitude rises, trees become shorter, more widely spaced, and eventually give way to shrubs and grasses. This gradual transition reflects changes in temperature, wind exposure, and soil depth. Trees growing near the limits of suitable conditions often develop unusual shapes. Branches may grow only on one side. Trunks may twist or lean. Growth may be slow and compact. These trees record the challenges of their environment in their very structure. Individual trees within a forest occupy specific roles. Some dominate the canopy, capturing the most light and shaping the forest's overall appearance. Others remain in the understory, growing slowly in filtered light, waiting for opportunities when gaps appear. Gaps form when a tree falls or dies, allowing sunlight to reach the ground. These openings are important events in forest life. They create space for seedlings and smaller plants to grow, renewing the forest over time. Tree death is not an abrupt end within a forest system. Standing dead trees, known as snags, continue to play roles for many years. They provide nesting sites for birds, shelter for insects, and food for organisms that break down wood. Fallen trees gradually return to the soil. As wood decomposes, it releases stored nutrients and retains moisture. Logs on the forest floor often support new plant growth, acting as natural nurseries for seedlings. Different tree species contribute different qualities to forests. Some produce dense shade, while others allow light to filter through. Some enrich the soil with nutrient-rich leaves, while others produce tougher leaves that decompose slowly. Tree bark varies widely in thickness, texture, and composition. Thick bark protects against heat, cold, and physical damage. Thin bark allows efficient gas exchange, but offers less protection. Some bark peels away in strips or plates, while others remain deeply furrowed. Bark texture often reflects environmental pressures. In regions prone to fire, trees may develop thick, insulating bark. In colder climates, bark may help reduce heat loss and protect inner tissues from freezing. Tree crowns also differ in density and shape. Some crowns are compact and conical. Others are broad and spreading. These shapes influence how snow, rain, and sunlight interact with the tree. Roots, though hidden, vary as much as above-ground structures. Some trees develop deep taproots that anchor them firmly and access deep water sources. Others spread wide networks of shallow roots, efficiently absorbing surface moisture. Soil conditions strongly influence root development. In rocky or compacted soils, roots may spread horizontally rather than penetrating deeply. In loose, fertile soils, roots may grow extensively in all directions. Trees growing near water often develop specialized root systems. Some tolerate periodic flooding, while others require well-drained soils. Roots may adapt to low oxygen conditions by growing closer to the surface or forming structures that aid gas exchange. Trees communicate with their environment through chemical signals. Leaves release compounds into the air. Roots release substances into the soil. These chemicals influence interactions with insects, microorganisms, and neighboring plants. Seasonal changes alter the appearance and behavior of trees. Leaf color shifts as internal processes change. Energy stored during productive periods is redistributed or conserved. Bud structures protect delicate tissues until conditions are suitable for growth. Flowers and seeds are produced according to specific timing patterns. Some trees flower early, before leaves emerge. Others flower later, when leaves are fully developed. Timing affects how seeds are dispersed and how successful reproduction is. Seeds themselves come in many forms. Some are small and light, carried by wind. Others are heavy and fall close to the parent tree. Some are enclosed in fleshy coverings that attract animals, while others rely on gravity alone. Once seeds reach the ground, many factors influence their chances of survival. Moisture, light, temperature, soil contact, and protection from damage all play roles. Most seeds never grow into mature trees, but those that do contribute to forest continuity. Trees grow slowly compared to many other plants. This slow pace allows them to build durable structures and survive long-term environmental changes. Growth patterns reflect both internal rhythms and external conditions. The wood inside a tree records mechanical stress. Areas under greater strain often produce denser wood. Branches thicken where they bear weight. This internal reinforcement helps trees withstand gravity, wind, and movement. Trees do not heal in the same way animals do. When damaged, they isolate injured areas rather than repairing them. New growth forms around wounds, sealing them off and preventing the spread of decay. Over time, scars become part of the tree's structure. Knots, bends, and hollows reflect past events. Storms, broken branches, or contact with other trees. These features add complexity to forest habitats. Trees influence sound as well as light and temperature. Forests absorb and scatter noise, creating quieter environments. Wind moving through leaves produces soft, irregular sounds that change with tree type and canopy density. Smells within forests also reflect tree presence. Resins, oils, and decaying leaves release subtle scents into the air. These scents vary seasonally, and contribute to the distinctive atmosphere of wooded areas. As night falls, trees continue their quiet processes. Water movement slows. Gas exchange adjusts. Temperature gradients shift within trunks and leaves. Even in darkness, trees remain active, maintaining internal balance. Over long periods, forests shift in composition. Some trees grow older and decline. Others take their place. This gradual change maintains forest structure without sudden disruption. Through all these processes, trees remain steady and patient. They grow, adapt, and persist without haste. Their presence shapes landscapes not through speed, but through time. As you rest and listen, imagine standing within such a forest, tall trunks rising gently upward, leaves moving softly overhead, roots resting quietly beneath the soil. Every part connected, every process unhurried. And as this calm forest continues its steady rhythm, we move gently onward, deeper into the quiet knowledge of trees and the long stories written in their wood. Beneath the surface of the ground, a forest extends far beyond what can be seen. Roots spread outward and downward, forming complex underground systems that mirror and often exceed the size of the canopy above. This hidden half of the forest plays a central role in the stability, nourishment, and long-term survival of trees. Roots anchor trees firmly into the soil. This anchoring is not a single downward spike, but a broad network that resists movement from multiple directions. When wind pushes against a tree, tension travels through the trunk and into the roots, where it is dispersed across a wide area of soil. The structure of a root system reflects the environment in which a tree grows. In deep, well-drained soils, roots may penetrate several meters below the surface. In shallow or rocky soils, roots spread laterally, weaving through cracks and thin layers of earth. Roots are sensitive structures. They respond to moisture gradients, growing toward areas with higher water availability. They also respond to nutrient concentrations, expanding where minerals are more abundant. This growth is gradual and continuous, shaped by small changes in soil conditions. At the tips of growing roots are zones of active cell division. These regions push gently through soil particles, navigating around obstacles rather than forcing through them. As roots grow, they exude substances that alter the surrounding soil chemistry, improving access to nutrients. Water uptake begins at the root surface. Tiny root hairs dramatically increase contact with the soil, allowing trees to absorb water efficiently even from dry environments. These root hairs are short-lived, constantly replaced as roots grow and conditions change. Once water enters the roots, it begins a slow upward journey through the tree. Water moves through specialized tissues that form continuous columns from roots to leaves. This movement is driven by differences in pressure and the evaporation of water from leaf surfaces. As water rises, it carries dissolved minerals. These minerals are essential for the formation of proteins, enzymes, and structural components within the tree. Different minerals play different roles, from strengthening cell walls to enabling chemical reactions. The upward flow of water is continuous during active periods. Even tall trees rely entirely on natural physical forces to lift water against gravity. This process is steady and silent, occurring without interruption, as long as water is available and leaves are releasing moisture. Water loss from leaves is carefully regulated. The opening and closing of microscopic pores respond to light, humidity, and internal water pressure. This regulation helps trees avoid excessive water loss while still allowing gas exchange. In dry conditions, trees may partially close these pores. This reduces water loss, but also slows gas exchange. Growth may slow as a result, conserving resources until conditions improve. Some trees are adapted to environments where water is scarce for long periods. They may store water in their tissues or reduce leaf surface area during dry seasons. Others rely on deep roots that access water far below the surface. Flooded environments present different challenges. Excess water can reduce oxygen availability in soil. Trees growing in such conditions often develop shallow roots or specialized structures that allow oxygen to reach submerged tissues. Soil itself is a living system. It contains minerals, organic matter, water, air, and countless organisms. Trees influence all of these components through their roots and fallen material. Organic matter from leaves and wood improves soil structure. It increases the soil's ability to retain moisture while preventing compaction. This creates conditions favorable for root growth and microbial activity. Microorganisms in the soil play essential roles in nutrient cycling. They break down organic material, releasing minerals in forms that roots can absorb. This process is slow and continuous, sustaining tree growth over long periods. Fungi are particularly important partners in forest soils. They form extensive networks that connect soil particles, organic matter, and roots. These networks improve nutrient availability and water movement within the soil. Root systems from neighboring trees often overlap. In dense forests, this creates an interconnected underground landscape. While each tree remains an individual organism, its roots share space and resources with others. Competition for water and nutrients shapes forest structure. Trees adjust their growth in response to nearby roots, sometimes slowing expansion in crowded areas. This balance allows many trees to coexist within limited space. Roots also play a role in soil stabilization. They bind soil particles together, reducing erosion from wind and water. On slopes, roots are especially important in preventing landslides and soil loss. Trees influence water movement beyond their own needs. Rainfall intercepted by leaves slows its descent to the ground. This reduces surface runoff and allows more water to infiltrate the soil. Forested watersheds often experience more stable water flows. Streams fed by forested land tend to have less extreme flooding and more consistent flow during dry periods. This stability benefits both terrestrial and aquatic environments. Trees also affect water quality. Soils beneath forests filter water as it moves downward, trapping sediments and pollutants. This natural filtration improves the clarity and purity of groundwater and streams. Within the trunk, water movement interacts with structural growth. As new wood forms, it reinforces pathways for transport. This coordination ensures that growing tissues receive adequate hydration and nutrients. Branches distribute water to leaves throughout the canopy. The architecture of branching patterns affects how evenly water reaches different parts of the tree. Trees adjust branch growth over time to maintain balance. Leaves themselves vary in thickness and structure. Some are thin and delicate, optimized for rapid exchange. Others are thick and leathery, conserving water and resisting damage. Leaf surfaces may be coated with waxes or fine hairs. These features reduce water loss, reflect excess sunlight, and protect against environmental stress. Each adaptation reflects the conditions in which the tree lives. As leaves age, their efficiency changes. Older leaves may become less effective at producing sugars. Trees often shed these leaves, replacing them with new growth when conditions allow. Seasonal leaf shedding is a coordinated process. Before leaves fall, valuable nutrients are withdrawn and stored elsewhere in the tree. This recycling reduces waste and supports future growth. Fallen leaves form a protective layer on the forest floor. This layer moderates temperature, retains moisture, and feeds soil organisms. Over time, it becomes part of the soil itself. Water stored in soils and wood buffers trees against short-term drought. Even when rainfall stops, internal reserves allow trees to continue basic functions. This buffering capacity contributes to forest resilience. Trees respond to prolonged water stress by adjusting growth patterns. New leaves may be smaller. Branch growth may slow. Energy is redirected towards survival rather than expansion. These responses are gradual and reversible. When water becomes available again, growth resumes. This flexibility allows trees to persist through variable conditions. Water movement also influences temperature regulation. Evaporation from leaves cools both the tree and the surrounding air. This cooling effect can lower temperatures across entire forested areas. At night, transpiration decreases. Water movement slows, but does not stop entirely. Internal pressures adjust, maintaining balance within the tree. Over long periods, trees shape the hydrology of landscapes. They influence where water flows, how long it remains in soils, and how quickly it returns to the atmosphere. These influences accumulate slowly, altering ecosystems over generations. As you rest, imagine this hidden world beneath the forest floor. Roots extending quietly through soil. Water moving steadily upward. Minerals traveling unseen from earth to leaf. All of it happening without sound or urgency. The forest breathes in a slow rhythm. Rain falls. Water rises. Leaves release moisture into the air. The cycle repeats, steady and reliable. And as this quiet movement continues, we drift onward, deeper into the calm presence of trees and the long, patient systems that sustain them. Leaves are among the most active parts of a tree, even though they appear still. They are thin, carefully structured surfaces designed to interact with light, air, and water in precise ways. Each leaf is positioned to gather energy while minimizing damage from heat, dryness, and physical stress. The shape of a leaf influences how it captures light. Broad leaves intercept more sunlight, spreading light across a wide surface. Narrow leaves allow light to pass through more easily, reducing overheating and water loss. The diversity of leaf shapes reflects a wide range of environmental conditions. Leaf veins form branching networks that support the leaf and transport materials. Water enters through these veins, spreading outward to every cell. Sugars produced within the leaf are collected by these same pathways and transported to other parts of the tree. The surface of a leaf is often coated with a thin, waxy layer. This layer reduces water loss and protects the leaf from environmental stress. In some trees, this coating also reflects excess sunlight, preventing overheating. Leaves may also be covered in fine hairs or textures. These structures trap air near the surface, reducing evaporation and buffering temperature changes. They can also deter insects or reduce damage from wind and dust. Light is not evenly distributed within a forest. Leaves at the top of the canopy receive intense sunlight for long periods. Leaves lower down receive filtered light, scattered through branches and other leaves. Trees adjust leaf structure according to position. Sun-exposed leaves are often smaller and thicker. Shade leaves tend to be larger and thinner, maximizing light capture under low light conditions. This internal variation allows a single tree to function efficiently across a range of light environments. Energy production is balanced throughout the canopy, supporting steady growth and maintenance. Light availability changes throughout the day. Morning light arrives at a low angle, passing through leaves and branches. Midday light is more direct and intense. Evening light fades gradually, shifting the balance once again. Leaves respond to these changes dynamically. Some adjust their orientation slightly, reducing exposure during peak heat. Others remain fixed, relying on structural adaptations to manage energy flow. Trees also respond to seasonal changes in light. As day length shortens or lengthens, internal signals adjust growth patterns. Leaf production, dormancy, and shedding are coordinated with these cycles. In many trees, leaves are produced in flushes rather than continuously. New leaves emerge together, expanding rapidly over a short period. This synchronized growth maximizes efficiency and reduces vulnerability. New leaves are often lighter in color. As chlorophyll levels increase, leaves deepen to richer shades of green. This change reflects the development of internal structures and energy-producing systems. As leaves mature, they reach peak efficiency. Over time, exposure to sunlight, wind, and environmental stress gradually reduces performance. Eventually, the cost of maintaining older leaves exceeds their benefit. When leaves are shed, the process is carefully controlled. Cells at the base of the leaf form a separation layer. The leaf detaches cleanly, leaving behind a sealed surface that protects the branch. Before detachment, valuable nutrients are withdrawn. Nitrogen, minerals, and other components are transported to storage tissues within the tree. This conservation supports future growth and reduces nutrient loss. Leaf shedding alters the forest environment. Light reaches the ground more easily. Temperature fluctuations increase. Soil moisture patterns change. These shifts affect understory plants, soil organisms, and microclimates. Forest life adjusts to the new conditions until leaves return. Leaves also play a role in regulating water balance. Their surfaces control evaporation rates. During warm periods, water loss cools the tree and surrounding air. During cooler periods, reduced evaporation conserves energy. The movement of water through leaves creates tension within the tree's transport system. This tension pulls water upward from roots. The process depends on continuous columns of water remaining intact. Air bubbles can disrupt this flow. Trees have mechanisms that limit the spread of such disruptions. and restore transport when possible. These protective systems contribute to long-term survival. Leaf color variation is influenced by pigments beyond chlorophyll. Carotenoids and other compounds are present throughout the growing season. When chlorophyll breaks down, these pigments become visible. This change often occurs gradually, following internal schedules. Colors shift from green to yellow, orange, or red. The process is quiet and orderly, not sudden. Leaf fall contributes organic matter to the soil. This material decomposes slowly, releasing nutrients. The timing of decomposition affects nutrient availability for roots. Leaves also protect soil during periods of heavy rain. They cushion the impact of falling water, reducing erosion. This protective layer preserves soil structure and moisture. In evergreen trees, leaves persist for multiple years. These leaves are often tougher and more resistant to damage. They function across seasons, adjusting activity rather than being shed annually. Evergreen leaves may slow their processes during unfavorable conditions. Energy production decreases, but basic functions continue. When conditions improve, activity increases again. The persistence of leaves allows trees to take advantage of brief favorable periods. Even short windows of light and warmth can support energy production. This strategy is especially effective in environments with short growing seasons. Leaves also influence interactions with other organisms. They provide food for insects and shelter for small animals. Their chemistry can deter excessive feeding while allowing balanced interactions. The arrangement of leaves affects airflow through the canopy. Air movement reduces humidity near leaf surfaces, influencing evaporation. It also helps regulate temperature and gas exchange. During still conditions, forests may feel quiet and enclosed. During breezes, leaves move gently, altering light and sound patterns. These movements contribute to the sensory atmosphere of wooded spaces. Leaves age continuously. Their tissues accumulate microscopic damage. Trees monitor this condition and respond by adjusting resource allocation. As leaves reach the end of their functional lifespan, they are released. This release is not wasteful, but part of a long-term cycle. Each leaf contributes to future growth through the soil. At night, leaves change behavior. Gas exchange patterns shift. Water movement slows. Internal balances are restored. Even in darkness, leaves remain part of the tree's active system. They maintain structure and readiness for the next period of light. Over years and decades, leaf cycles shape forest structure. They influence soil fertility, light penetration, and species composition. Their quiet repetition underlies the stability of forest ecosystems. As you listen, imagine layers of leaves overhead, some catching full sunlight, others resting in shade, each performing its role without sound. Light filters through gently, air moves slowly. Leaves rise and fall with subtle motion. Energy flows quietly from sky to tree, from leaf to root. And as this gentle rhythm continues, we drift onward, deeper into the calm world of trees and the long, steady patterns that guide their lives. Wood is the defining material of trees. It forms slowly, layer by layer, inside the trunk and branches, creating a living structure that supports weight, resists wind, and transports water. unlike materials shaped quickly, wood is built through repeated cycles of growth, each one adding strength and complexity. At the center of a tree's growth is the cambium. This thin layer of living cells divides steadily during active periods, producing new wood inward and new inner bark outward. Though narrow, the cambium is responsible for the increasing diameter of the tree year after year. Newly formed wood cells begin soft and flexible. As they mature, their walls thicken and harden. This gradual strengthening allows trees to remain upright while continuing to grow taller and broader. Growth rings form as a result of changing conditions over time. Wood produced early in a growing season tends to be lighter and less dense. Wood produced later is usually darker and denser. Together, these layers create visible bands that mark periods of growth. These rings provide a chronological record. Each one reflects the conditions present during its formation. Favorable periods produce wider rings. Challenging periods result in narrower ones. Wood density varies not only between years, but also within a single tree. The lower trunk often contains denser wood to support greater weight. Branches and upper sections may contain lighter wood, reducing strain. The arrangement of wood fibers influences strength. Fibers align in patterns that resist bending and twisting. This internal architecture allows trees to withstand forces that would otherwise cause failure. As trees grow, they respond to mechanical stress. If a branch bears additional weight, wood is added in that area. If wind consistently pushes from one direction, growth adjusts to compensate. This adaptive reinforcement is slow but effective. Over time, the tree reshapes itself internally, strengthening where needed most. This process allows trees to endure storms and long-term exposure to movement. Heartwood forms as older wood cells change. They lose their ability to transport water and become chemically altered. This transformation increases resistance to decay and insect damage. Heartwood often differs in color from younger wood. These color changes reflect the presence of protective compounds. Though no longer active in transport, heartwood remains essential for structural support. Sapwood surrounds the heartwood. This region remains active, carrying water and minerals upward. The width of the sapwood band varies by species and growing conditions. The transition from sapwood to heartwood is gradual. Cells change function over time, becoming part of the tree's permanent framework. Nothing is wasted. Each layer contributes to the whole. Wood also serves as a storage site. Sugars and other compounds are held within cells, ready to be mobilized when needed. This stored energy supports new growth and recovery after stress. Knots form where branches are attached to the trunk. As the trunk grows around the base of a branch, wood fibers curve and intertwine. These areas are structurally complex and often stronger than surrounding wood. Scars and irregularities appear where branches break or damage occurs. Trees respond by sealing off affected areas. New wood forms around the wound, isolating it from healthy tissue. This process does not erase damage. Instead, it contains it. Over time, scars become part of the tree's history, visible in cross-sections and surface textures. Hollows may develop in older trees. Internal wood can decay while outer layers remain strong. These hollow structures reduce weight while preserving stability. Hollow trees often continue to live for many years. Their outer wood supports leaves and branches. Their inner spaces provide shelter for animals and insects. Wood expansion and contraction occur with changes in moisture. As humidity rises, wood absorbs water and expands slightly. As conditions dry, it contracts. Trees accommodate these changes through flexible tissues and growth patterns. Cracks may form in bark, but underlying structures remain intact. This flexibility allows trees to persist through varying conditions. Temperature also affects wood behavior. Cold can make wood more rigid. Warmth increases flexibility. Trees experience these shifts daily and seasonally. In cold periods, internal processes slow. Water movement decreases. Cell activity reduces. Wood remains stable, preserving structure until activity resumes. Branches distribute weight across the tree. Their angles and thickness determine how forces are transferred to the trunk. This distribution reduces the likelihood of failure under load. The junctions between trunk and branch are reinforced. Wood fibers curve around these joints, increasing strength. This design allows branches to move without breaking easily. As trees age, growth patterns change. Height increase may slow. Diameter growth may continue. Energy allocation shifts toward maintenance rather than expansion. Older trees often develop complex crowns. Branches spread wide. Canopies become layered. These structures support diverse forms of life. Despite age, many trees remain productive. Leaves continue to produce energy. Roots continue to absorb water. Wood continues to strengthen critical areas. Time is recorded not only in rings, but in texture and form. Rough bark, twisted trunks, and uneven growth reflect decades or centuries of exposure. Each tree carries its own quiet history. Wood plays a role beyond the living tree. When trees fall, wood becomes part of the forest floor. It decomposes slowly, releasing nutrients and storing moisture. Fallen wood supports fungi, insects, and small animals. It creates sheltered microhabitats. It influences soil chemistry and structure. As decomposition progresses, wood softens. Hard structures give way to crumbly textures. This transformation returns material to the soil. The pace of decomposition depends on conditions. Moist, warm environments accelerate breakdown. Dry or cold environments slow it significantly. Even after death, wood continues to shape ecosystems. It influences plant regeneration. It stabilizes soil. It retains water. Standing dead trees persist as vertical structures. Their wood dries gradually. They remain part of the forest architecture. Over long periods, wood cycles through different states. Living tissue becomes structure. Structure becomes habitat. Habitat becomes soil. This cycle unfolds slowly. There is no rush. Each stage supports the next. As you rest, imagine the interior of a tree, layer upon layer of wood, built patiently over time, each ring marking a season, each fiber aligned for strength. Imagine the quiet solidity of trunks standing in still air, the slow expansion of wood during growth. The gentle contraction during rest. Trees do not hurry their construction. They build steadily, responding to forces they cannot see, but always feel. Their architecture is shaped by time itself. And as this slow building continues, we move onward, deeper into the calm presence of trees and the long, silent strength held within their wood. Time moves differently for trees. Their lives unfold slowly, measured not in moments, but in seasons and years. Each change they experience is gradual, layered, and cumulative, allowing trees to persist through long spans of shifting conditions. Seasons shape the rhythm of a tree's life. In favorable periods, growth resumes. Cells divide, leaves expand, roots explore new soil. In less favorable periods, activity slows, conserving energy and maintaining structure. These seasonal cycles are guided by environmental cues. Light duration, temperature, and moisture all influence internal processes. Trees respond quietly, adjusting growth patterns without abrupt change. In regions with distinct seasons, trees follow a predictable pattern. Growth begins when conditions allow. It continues steadily, then slows as conditions shift. Dormancy follows, protecting sensitive tissues until favorable conditions return. Dormancy is not inactivity. Internal systems remain alert. Energy is stored. Protective compounds remain in place. The tree is prepared to respond when the environment changes again. Buds form well before they open. Encased in protective layers, they contain miniature leaves or flowers. These buds remain closed until temperature and light signals align. When buds open, growth can appear sudden. Leaves unfold rapidly. New shoots extend. This apparent speed reflects preparation rather than haste. Trees that shed their leaves do so in an orderly manner. The process begins internally, long before leaves detach. Nutrients are withdrawn. Separation layers form. The tree prepares for rest. Leaf fall alters the physical balance of a tree. With less surface area exposed to wind, stress on branches decreases. Snow and ice accumulate less readily. The structure becomes more stable during challenging conditions. Evergreen trees follow a different seasonal rhythm. Instead of shedding all leaves at once, they replace them gradually. Older leaves are shed as new ones take their place. This strategy allows continuous energy production when conditions permit. It also spreads risk across time, reducing dependence on a single growth period. Seasonal changes influence water movement. During active growth, water flows steadily upward. During dormancy, movement slows significantly. Internal water reserves buffer trees against short-term changes. Even when soil moisture decreases temporarily, stored water supports basic functions. This buffering capacity enhances survival. Temperature changes affect internal processes. Cold reduces chemical activity. Warmth increases it. Trees adjust metabolism accordingly. Freezing conditions pose unique challenges. Water inside tissues can form ice. Trees manage this risk through controlled dehydration of certain cells and the presence of protective compounds. These adaptations allow tissues to survive cold periods without structural damage. When temperatures rise, normal function resumes. As years pass, trees accumulate changes. Growth patterns reflect long-term conditions rather than isolated events. Repeated stress can alter form and structure. Some trees develop thicker bark over time. Others reinforce specific branches or root areas. These adjustments increase resilience. Age brings shifts in growth priorities. Young trees invest heavily in height and root expansion. Mature trees focus more on maintenance and reproduction. Very old trees often grow slowly. Their size may change little from year to year. Despite this, internal processes remain active. Longevity varies widely among trees. Some live only a few decades. Others persist for centuries or longer. Long-lived trees often grow in stable environments. Slow growth and dense wood contribute to durability. Resistance to decay and damage supports extended lifespans. Age is not always obvious from appearance. Harsh environments can limit growth, resulting in small but ancient trees. Favorable conditions can produce large trees in relatively short periods. Trees record environmental history in subtle ways. Growth patterns reflect droughts, cold periods, and favorable years. Scars indicate storms or physical damage. These records accumulate quietly. They are not erased by time, but incorporated into structure. Forests themselves age. As individual trees grow old and die, others take their place. This turnover maintains continuity while allowing gradual change. Young trees grow in the spaces created by older ones. Light availability shifts. Soil conditions evolve. The forest renews itself slowly. Disturbances influence forest age structure. Wind, fire, and other events create openings. Recovery unfolds over years or decades. Trees respond to disturbance by adjusting growth. Surviving individuals expand into available space. New growth fills gaps. These responses are not hurried. They proceed at a pace consistent with long-term stability. Seasonal cycles also influence interactions with other organisms. Animals time nesting, feeding, and movement around tree activity. Insects emerge in coordination with leaf availability. Trees respond to these interactions through timing and chemistry. Balance is maintained through subtle adjustments rather than direct control. Over long spans, forests develop layers of age and size. Young growth, mature trees, and old individuals coexist. This diversity supports resilience. Trees do not seek permanence in a static form. They persist by adapting continuously. Their stability lies in flexibility. As you rest, imagine the passing of seasons within a forest. Light shifting across leaves. Temperatures rising and falling. Growth beginning, slowing, and beginning again. Imagine years passing quietly. Trunks thickening slightly. Roots expanding incrementally. Leaves cycling endlessly. The forest does not rush. It moves in wide arcs of time, each year building gently upon the last. And as this patient rhythm continues, we drift onward, deeper into the calm presence of trees and the long, steady passage of their lives. A forest is more than a gathering of trees. It is a layered community, shaped by long interaction between living organisms and the physical environment. Trees form the foundation of this community, creating structure, stability, and continuity over time. Within a forest, space is organized vertically as well as horizontally. The tallest trees form the upper canopy, intercepting most of the sunlight. Below them, smaller trees and shrubs occupy the understory. Closer to the ground, grasses, mosses, and low plants form the forest floor. Each layer receives a different amount of light, moisture, and airflow. These differences create distinct living conditions. Plants and organisms within each layer are adapted to those specific conditions. The canopy shapes the environment below. By filtering sunlight, it moderates temperature and reduces extremes. Shade slows evaporation, helping soil retain moisture. Rainfall is intercepted by leaves and branches. Some water evaporates before reaching the ground. The rest drips slowly, spreading moisture more evenly. This gradual delivery protects soil from erosion. It allows water to soak in rather than run off. Over time, this process stabilizes the forest floor. The understory responds to the light that reaches it. Plants here often have large, thin leaves. These leaves are efficient at capturing limited sunlight. Growth in the understory is typically slow. Plants invest energy in durability rather than rapid expansion. This steady growth supports long-term survival. The forest floor is a dynamic environment. It is covered in fallen leaves, branches, and wood. This layer protects the soil and provides habitat for countless organisms. Decomposition occurs steadily here. Organic material is broken down into simpler components. Nutrients are released and absorbed by roots. This recycling sustains forest productivity. Without it, essential minerals would remain locked in dead material. The forest depends on this quiet transformation. Trees contribute to this cycle throughout their lives. Leaves fall, branches break, roots die back and regrow. Each contribution becomes part of the soil over time. Nothing is wasted. Everything is reused. Trees also influence the distribution of other plants. Their shade limits which species can grow beneath them. Their roots compete for water and nutrients. This competition shapes plant communities. Some species thrive in shade. Others require open light. When gaps form in the canopy, conditions change suddenly. Sunlight reaches the ground. Temperature fluctuates more widely. These gaps allow new plants to establish. Seedlings grow rapidly in the increased light. Over time, the gap fills again. This process creates a shifting mosaic. Different areas of the forest are at different stages of growth. Diversity is maintained through this variation. Trees interact with animals in many ways. They provide food in the form of leaves, seeds, and fruit. They offer shelter in branches, bark, and hollows. Animals, in turn, influence trees. They disperse seeds. They prune branches. They alter soil through movement and digging. These interactions are balanced over time. No single species dominates indefinitely. Stability emerges from constant adjustment. Insects play especially important roles. Some feed on leaves or wood. Others pollinate flowers or assist in decomposition. Trees respond to insect activity through chemical changes. Leaves may become less palatable, growth patterns may shift, these responses are measured and controlled. Trees do not react suddenly. They adjust gradually. Birds rely on trees for nesting and shelter. Different species prefer different tree structures. Tall trees provide vantage points. Dense foliage offers concealment. Mammals use trees in various ways. Some climb and forage among branches. Others shelter among roots or fallen logs. Even small mammals influence forest structure. By storing seeds or disturbing soil, they create opportunities for growth. These small actions accumulate over time. Fungi form an essential part of forest communities. They break down organic material. They connect soil and roots. Fungal networks move nutrients through the soil. They stabilize soil structure. They influence which plants thrive. These networks operate out of sight. Their effects become visible only over long periods. Healthy forests depend on their quiet work. Microorganisms complete the web. They process organic matter at microscopic scales. They regulate nutrient availability. Though unseen, they are constant. Their activity never stops. They form the foundation of soil fertility. Trees influence local climate within forests. They reduce temperature extremes. They increase humidity. These conditions support organisms that might not survive in open areas. Forests become refuges of stability. Over time, forests shape landscapes. They alter water flow. They stabilize soil. They influence weather patterns at local scales. These effects extend beyond forest boundaries. Surrounding areas benefit from moderated conditions. Streams and rivers reflect forest presence. Forests also influence sound. They absorb noise. They create quiet environments. Wind moving through leaves produces gentle, irregular sounds. These sounds vary with tree type and canopy density. They contribute to the forest's atmosphere. Smells within forests change over time. Fresh leaves, decaying wood, and soil release subtle scents. These scents shift with season and moisture. All of these elements combine to create a living system. Each part depends on the others. Balance is maintained through interaction. Trees do not stand alone. They are part of a wider community. Their size and longevity give them central roles. As trees grow old, their role shifts. They may produce fewer leaves. They may develop hollows. These features provide new habitats. Old trees often support more life than young ones. Their presence enriches the forest. When old trees fall, their influence continues. Their wood nourishes soil. Their space allows new growth. The forest remembers them through structure and nutrients. Their contribution does not end. As you rest, imagine standing quietly within such a forest. Layers of life around you. Trunks rising steadily. Leaves overlapping softly. Nothing moves quickly. Everything unfolds at a gentle pace. The forest breathes as one, and as this quiet web continues its steady rhythm, we drift onward, deeper into the calm world of trees and the communities they support. Trees live in constant contact with the atmosphere. Wind, rain, heat, cold, and light might shape their form and function over time. Rather than resisting these forces, trees adapt to them gradually, incorporating change into their structure. Wind is one of the most persistent influences. Even gentle air movement applies repeated stress to branches and trunks. Over years, this movement strengthens wood and influences growth patterns. Trees exposed to frequent wind often grow shorter and thicker. Their trunks develop greater diameter relative to height. Branches may be fewer, stronger, and angled to reduce resistance. In sheltered environments, trees grow differently. They may grow taller and more slender. Branches may extend farther outward. These differences reflect long-term conditions rather than short-term events. A single storm does not determine a tree's form. Repeated exposure over years shapes structure. During strong winds, trees move. Trunks sway. Branches bend. This movement reduces stress by distributing force. Flexibility is a critical property. Wood fibers allow bending without breaking. This flexibility increases survival during storms. Leaves also respond to wind. Some leaves flutter easily, reducing drag. Others align with airflow. During extreme winds, trees may lose branches or leaves. This loss reduces surface area and strain. Though it appears damaging, it can improve survival. Rain interacts with trees in complex ways. Leaves intercept rainfall, slowing its descent. Water collects, drips, or runs along branches. This process spreads moisture more evenly across the forest floor. It also reduces soil erosion. Heavy rainfall becomes less destructive. Water that reaches the ground infiltrates soil gradually. Roots absorb part of it. The rest replenishes groundwater. Prolonged wet conditions affect soil oxygen levels. Trees respond by adjusting root activity. Growth may slow until balance is restored. Drought presents a different challenge. When soil moisture declines, water uptake becomes more difficult. Trees respond by reducing water loss. Stomata partially close. Leaf activity decreases. Growth slows. These changes conserve internal water. They do not happen suddenly. They develop over days or weeks. Some trees shed leaves during drought. This reduces water demand. Energy is conserved until conditions improve. Extended drought can affect wood formation. Growth rings may become narrower. Density may change. These changes are recorded quietly within the trunk. Years later, they remain visible in cross-sections. Temperature extremes also influence trees. Heat increases evaporation. Cold slows chemical processes. During heat, trees rely on transpiration for cooling. Water movement increases when available. If water is limited, stress increases. Cold conditions slow internal activity. Growth stops. Tissues enter protective states. Freezing temperatures affect water inside cells. Trees manage this through controlled dehydration and chemical protection. These processes reduce damage. Snow interacts with tree structure. Branches shed snow through shape and flexibility. Narrow crowns reduce accumulation. Heavy snow can break branches. Trees respond by sealing damaged areas. Growth adjusts over time. Ice presents different stresses. Ice adds weight and restricts movement. Trees with flexible branches often fare better. Weather events create variation within forests. Some trees are damaged, others remain intact. This variation creates openings. Light reaches the ground. New growth begins. These disturbances are part of forest dynamics. They do not represent failure. They contribute to renewal. Fire influences some forests. Trees respond differently depending on structure and bark thickness. Some survive surface heat. Others regenerate after fire. Fire removes accumulated material. Nutrients return to soil. Light availability increases. Recovery is gradual. Trees grow slowly back into the space. Balance is restored over time. Storms, droughts, cold periods, and other events do not act alone. Their effects accumulate across years. Trees integrate these experiences into form and structure. A leaning trunk may reflect prevailing winds. A scar may mark a long-past storm. Growth patterns reveal repeated conditions. Trees do not remember events consciously. Their memory is structural. It is written into wood, bark, and roots. Forests respond collectively to weather. Canopies reduce temperature extremes. Soils retain moisture. This buffering protects younger trees and understory plants. Mature trees create stability for the whole system. As forests mature, their resilience increases. Diverse structures distribute risk. Loss of one tree does not disrupt the whole. Trees growing together influence each other's response to weather. Sheltered trees experience less stress. Edge trees bear more force. These differences shape forest structure over time. Edges are dynamic. Interior areas remain more stable. Long-term climate patterns influence which trees thrive. Gradual shifts alter growth rates and distribution. Changes unfold slowly. Trees respond not by moving, but by adjusting growth. Those suited to conditions persist. Others decline gradually. These processes occur over decades or centuries. They are imperceptible day to day, yet they shape entire landscapes. As you rest, imagine wind passing gently through a forest, branches swaying softly, leaves moving in quiet waves. Imagine rain falling, slowed by foliage, droplets reaching the ground one by one, soil absorbing moisture calmly. Imagine seasons repeating, weather arriving and passing, trees remaining. They do not hurry to recover. They adapt steadily. Their strength lies in patience, and as these forces continue to shape the forest quietly, we drift onward, deeper into the calm endurance of trees and the slow resilience written into their forms. Trees exist within a balance between persistence and change. While individual trees may live for long spans of time, forests themselves are always renewing. This renewal does not happen suddenly. It unfolds slowly, guided by growth, aging, and gradual replacement. As trees mature, their growth rate changes. Young trees grow rapidly, focusing energy on height and root expansion. As they age, growth slows, and energy is redirected toward maintenance and stability. Older trees often develop wide crowns, Branches extend outward, capturing light across a broad area. These crowns shade large portions of the forest floor. With age, internal changes accumulate. Transport systems remain functional, but efficiency may decline slightly. Wood density may increase in key areas, reinforcing structure. Despite these changes, many old trees remain vigorous. They continue producing leaves, seeds, and structural support. Their presence stabilizes forest environments. Old trees often support more life than younger ones. Hollows form within trunks. Loose bark creates crevices. Large branches provide nesting sites. These features develop slowly. They cannot be replicated quickly. They represent decades or centuries of growth and exposure. As trees approach the later stages of life, decline is gradual. Branches may die back. Leaf production may decrease. Internal decay may progress. This decline does not occur all at once. Trees remain standing for many years, even as internal changes advance. Their outer structure often remains strong. Standing dead trees continue to influence forests. They provide shelter and food. They alter airflow and light patterns. Eventually, gravity and weather bring trees down. Falling may occur during storms or over long periods. The tree becomes part of the forest floor. Once fallen, a tree enters a new phase. Wood decomposes slowly. Nutrients return to soil. This process can take decades. Large logs persist for long periods, retaining moisture and moderating temperature. They support seedlings and soil organisms. Seedlings often grow on decaying wood. These elevated surfaces provide protection from soil competition. Moisture levels remain stable. As logs break down, they blend into soil. Their nutrients enrich surrounding areas. New trees grow where old ones once stood. This cycle ensures continuity. Forests do not end when trees die. They renew themselves. The age structure of a forest reflects its history. Some forests contain trees of many ages. Others are dominated by similar-age trees. Even-aged forests often arise after widespread disturbance. Gradually, diversity increases as trees grow and die at different times. Structure becomes more complex. Uneven-aged forests contain continuous layers of growth. Young, mature, and old trees coexist. This diversity supports resilience. Regeneration depends on conditions. Light availability, soil moisture, and competition all influence success. Some seedlings thrive in shade. Others require open light. Seeds arrive through wind, gravity, or animals. Most fail to establish. A few succeed. These few become the next generation. They grow slowly, shaped by their surroundings. They take their place within the forest. Over centuries, forests shift gradually. Tree composition changes. Structure evolves. These changes are not dramatic. They are subtle, cumulative, and continuous. The forest remains recognizable, even as it changes. Trees contribute to long-term stability beyond their lifetimes. Their roots alter soil. Their wood adds organic matter. Soil deepens over time. nutrient cycles become more efficient. Conditions improve for future growth. Forests influence landscapes far beyond their boundaries. They regulate water flow. They stabilize terrain. River systems reflect forest presence. Flooding patterns change. Sediment movement slows. These effects persist as long as forests remain. They shape regions over long periods. Trees also influence air quality locally. Their leaves interact with gases and particles. Air moving through forests changes character. These changes are subtle but continuous. They contribute to environmental stability. Human observation often focuses on dramatic moments: storms, fires, falling trees. Yet most forest change occurs quietly. Growth, decay, renewal. This quiet change is the forest's strength. It allows adaptation without collapse. It preserves continuity through variation. As you rest, imagine an ancient forest, some trees towering and wide, others young and slender, fallen logs resting among roots, new seedlings emerging from shaded soil. All stages present at once. Time moves slowly here. Nothing is rushed. Everything unfolds in sequence. The forest does not strive for permanence. It persists by renewing itself. Each ending becomes a beginning. And as this long continuity carries on, we drift gently onward, wrapped in the calm presence of trees and the endless cycles that sustain them. When daylight fades, forests do not become inactive. They enter a different rhythm, one shaped by darkness, cooling air, and slower exchanges. Trees remain alive and responsive throughout the night, continuing processes that require no light. As the sun sets, temperatures begin to fall. Leaves lose heat to the surrounding air. This cooling changes the movement of water within the tree, slowing evaporation and reducing tension in internal transport systems. With less water leaving the leaves, upward flow from the roots decreases. Water columns stabilize. Internal pressures rebalance quietly, without interruption. Stomata on leaf surfaces adjust their behavior, many partially close, reducing gas exchange. This conserves moisture and protects internal tissues during cooler, darker hours. Respiration continues through the night. Sugars produced during the day are broken down to support maintenance and repair. Energy is distributed where it is needed most, sustaining living tissues until daylight returns. Trees do not sleep in the way animals do. They do not lose awareness of their environment. Instead, they shift emphasis from production to preservation. In forests, nighttime air often becomes still. Without solar heating, rising air currents weaken. This stillness allows layers of cool air to settle near the ground. Trees influence how this air moves. Trunks and branches slow airflow. Leaves trap pockets of cooler, denser air beneath the canopy. This creates stable nighttime microclimates. Temperatures beneath trees often remain more consistent than in open areas. These conditions protect understory plants and soil organisms from sudden drops. Moisture behaves differently at night. As air cools, its ability to hold water vapor decreases. Condensation may form on leaves, bark, and forest litter. this moisture collects silently. Tiny droplets appear along leaf edges. Bark darkens slightly as it absorbs water from the air. For some trees, this moisture contributes modestly to hydration. Water on leaf surfaces can enter through specialized structures or flow down branches to the soil. Though small in quantity, this input adds to overall balance. Roots continue functioning throughout the night. They absorb water and dissolved minerals as long as soil conditions allow. Growth at root tips may continue slowly, guided by moisture and chemical gradients. Soil temperatures change more slowly than air temperatures. Heat stored during the day is released gradually. This thermal stability supports ongoing underground activity. Microorganisms remain active in the soil at night. They continue breaking down organic matter. Nutrients are released steadily, regardless of light. Fungi networks persist in quiet operation. They transport minerals through fine filaments. They stabilize soil structure beneath resting trees. Nighttime also alters sound within forests. Without wind and daytime movement, forests often become quieter. Sounds travel farther through still air. Branches may creak softly as temperatures shift. Wood contracts slightly as it cools. These sounds are subtle, irregular, and brief. Leaves move less at night. Without strong air currents, canopies settle. This stillness contributes to the deep quiet often associated with forests after dark. Some trees release subtle scents more noticeably at night. Cool air holds certain compounds closer to the ground. These scents blend with the smell of damp soil and decaying leaves. Forest floors change character in darkness. Without sunlight, contrasts soften. Shadows deepen and merge. Though unseen, structure remains constant. Roots hold soil in place. Trunks stand unmoving. Branches maintain their slow, balanced reach. Trees respond to nighttime temperature drops through gradual adjustment. Cell membranes change flexibility. Internal fluids redistribute to maintain stability. These adjustments are automatic and continuous. They require no external signal beyond the changing environment. Trees respond simply by being what they are. In colder regions, nighttime conditions can approach freezing even during mild seasons. Trees prepare for this possibility long before it occurs. Protective compounds remain present in tissues, ready to limit damage. In warmer regions, nights bring relief from daytime heat. Cooling reduces stress on leaves and bark. Internal repair processes proceed more efficiently. Across all forests, night provides balance. It counteracts the intensity of daylight. It allows systems to reset and stabilize. Trees do not rush through the night. They maintain equilibrium. They hold steady until light returns. As dawn approaches, subtle changes begin again. Air temperatures rise slightly. Moisture evaporates from leaf surfaces. Stomata begin to adjust. Water tension slowly increases. The upward flow from roots resumes its stronger daytime pattern. This transition is gradual. There is no sudden shift. Night blends into morning without disruption. Forests experience countless such cycles. Each night prepares trees for the next day. Each day builds upon the quiet work of darkness. As you rest, imagine standing in a forest at night. Trunks dimly outlined, leaves still and heavy with cool air. Soil damp and steady beneath your feet. Nothing presses forward. Nothing demands attention. The forest simply remains, and in that stillness, trees continue their quiet work, maintaining balance, preserving strength, and waiting patiently for the return of light. Some trees live for spans of time that are difficult to imagine. They stand through generations of change, remaining rooted while landscapes slowly shift around them. These ancient trees are not defined by size alone, but by endurance. Age accumulates quietly in a tree. It is not announced. It is revealed gradually through form, texture, and structure. Trunks thicken over long periods. Bark deepens, cracks, and layers. Growth slows, but does not cease. Ancient trees often grow more slowly than younger ones. Their energy is directed toward maintenance rather than expansion. This slow pace contributes to longevity. Dense wood forms over decades. Growth rings may become narrow and tightly packed. This density increases strength and resistance to decay. Roots of old trees extend widely. They anchor the tree firmly and explore large volumes of soil. Over time, roots alter the physical structure of the ground itself. Soil beneath ancient trees is often deep and rich. Layers of organic material accumulate year after year. Nutrients cycle repeatedly through roots, leaves, and soil. Old trees influence their surroundings profoundly. They create stable microclimates. Shade moderates temperature. Moisture remains more consistent. These conditions allow many other organisms to thrive. Plants grow beneath ancient canopies. Animals shelter in bark, hollows, and branches. Hollows are common in very old trees. They form gradually as inner wood changes, while outer layers remain strong. These spaces do not weaken the tree immediately. Instead, hollows often increase ecological value. They provide nesting sites and shelter. They support life even as the tree ages. Ancient trees often appear irregular. Their branches twist. Their crowns may be uneven. These forms reflect long histories of weather, damage, and recovery. Each scar records a response rather than a failure. Some branches die back over time. Others strengthen and expand. The tree redistributes weight and energy. This redistribution allows survival despite internal changes. Ancient trees remain functional, even if no longer symmetrical or fast-growing. Leaves on old trees may be fewer, but they remain effective. Photosynthesis continues at levels sufficient to support life. Efficiency replaces abundance. Reproduction may occur intermittently. Seeds are produced when conditions allow. There is no urgency. Ancient trees do not need to reproduce constantly. Their survival strategy emphasizes persistence rather than speed. Environmental conditions strongly influence longevity. Stable climates support longer lifespans. Slow growth reduces stress. Harsh environments can also produce ancient trees. Limited resources slow growth dramatically. small size may conceal great age. Some of the oldest trees remain relatively short. Wind, cold, or dry conditions restrict expansion. Time accumulates regardless. Age is recorded internally as well as externally. Growth rings reflect decades of variation. Narrow rings often indicate challenging periods. These records remain preserved within the wood. They do not fade. They form a continuous timeline. Ancient trees shape forests across centuries. Their presence stabilizes structure. Younger trees grow around them. When an ancient tree eventually falls, its influence continues. Large trunks decompose slowly. They release nutrients gradually. These fallen giants support regeneration. Seedlings grow along decaying wood. Moisture remains trapped within the structure. The space left behind changes light patterns. New growth responds. The forest adjusts without disruption. Ancient trees do not dominate forests through force. They persist through balance. They adapt rather than resist. Their long lives are marked by patience. They respond slowly to change. They recover steadily. Time moves differently around such trees. Years pass with little visible difference. Decades bring subtle shifts. Human observers often underestimate this scale. Short visits cannot capture long processes. Ancient trees exist beyond immediate perception. They stand as records of continuity. They link past conditions with present structure. They hold memory in wood and root. As you rest, imagine standing beside an ancient tree. Its trunk wide and textured. Its bark cool beneath your hand. Imagine the weight of time held quietly within it. No urgency, no strain. The tree does not measure its life in moments. It measures it in persistence, in remaining. And as these ancient forms continue to stand, we drift onward, deeper into the calm understanding that trees endure not by speed, but by patience. Trees do not exist only as individual organisms. Over long periods, they shape the very places where they grow. Their influence extends outward through soil, water, and time, gradually altering entire landscapes. Roots are central to this process. As they grow, they push into soil, widening cracks and creating channels. These channels allow air and water to penetrate deeper layers. Over years, repeated root growth changes soil structure. Compacted ground becomes looser. Water infiltration improves. Soil becomes more hospitable to life. When roots die back, they leave empty spaces behind. These spaces do not collapse immediately. They remain as pathways for moisture, oxygen, and microorganisms. New roots often follow these paths. So do insects and small animals. The underground environment becomes increasingly complex. Trees also influence how soil forms. Fallen leaves, bark, and wood accumulate year after year. This organic material mixes with mineral particles, creating richer soil. Decomposition occurs slowly. Material breaks down in stages. Each stage releases nutrients at different rates. This gradual release supports steady plant growth rather than sudden surges. Soil fertility becomes more balanced and resilient. Over long spans, Soil depth increases beneath forests. Thin layers build upon one another. What was once bare ground becomes deep, structured earth. Trees influence water movement across landscapes. Rainfall that strikes leaves is slowed and redirected. Water reaches the ground gently, rather than all at once. This reduces erosion. Soil particles remain in place. Slopes become more stable. Roots further reinforce this stability. They bind soil together, resisting movement during heavy rain. On hillsides, this binding can prevent landslides. Water absorbed by soil does not remain static. It moves slowly downward, replenishing underground reserves. Trees regulate the pace of this movement. In forested areas, streams often flow more evenly. Flood peaks are reduced. Dry periods are less severe. These effects accumulate gradually. They are not the result of a single tree or season. They emerge from long-term presence. Trees also shape the chemistry of soil and water. As organic matter decomposes, it releases compounds that interact with minerals. These interactions influence nutrient availability. Some nutrients become more accessible to plants. Others are retained in stable forms. This balance supports diverse vegetation. Over centuries, forests can influence the course of waterways. Stable banks resist erosion. Channels shift more slowly. Floodplains develop gradually. Sediment is deposited in thin layers. Plant growth follows these patterns. Trees also affect wind at the landscape scale. Large forested areas slow prevailing winds. This reduces moisture loss from soil and plants. Reduced wind erosion preserves topsoil. Fine particles remain in place. Fertility is maintained. At forest edges, transitions occur. Wind patterns change. Temperature gradients shift. These edge zones are dynamic. Trees adapt their growth accordingly. Forms reflect long-term exposure. Over time, forests create recognizable landforms. Terraces develop along slopes. Soil profiles deepen in valleys. These features persist even if individual trees are replaced. The landscape carries the imprint of long-term tree presence. Trees also influence how landscapes recover from disturbance. After heavy rain, soil held by roots resists loss. After fire or storms, existing soil structure supports regrowth. Recovery is faster where forests have long histories. Soil systems remain intact. Nutrients are retained. This resilience is not dramatic. It is quiet and cumulative. It reflects preparation rather than reaction. Human observers often notice landscapes at moments of change. Floods, erosion, storm damage. Less visible are the long periods of stability between these events. Trees contribute most during these quiet times. They hold soil. They guide water. They shape ground slowly, without urgency. As you rest, imagine a hillside covered in trees. Roots extending through layers of soil. Water moving downward at a measured pace. Imagine years passing. Soil deepening. Streams smoothing their paths. Nothing sudden occurs. Everything unfolds incrementally. The land becomes what it is through patience. Trees do not force change. They allow on steadily. And as landscapes continue to be shaped in this quiet way, we drift onward, deeper into the calm understanding that forests are not only places, but processes measured in time.